Hello, this is Michele Knight, and this is your February 2017 general overview. And this is a supremely important month, and in a way, it sets up the energy of the year. And for all of us, it is a profound soul awakening. We have the opportunity to release things. We have the opportunity to create things. And generally, at the end of this month, I don't think any of us will be quite the same. But let's start from the beginning. Now, on February the 2nd, UK time, we have Mercury square Jupiter. Now, this isn't as bad as it sounds. Squares can be tricky, but this is all about optimism and excitement and wanting to succeed and having brilliant ideas to succeed. The only downside to it really is that the energy means that we can behave in a way that is overly cocky, overly arrogant, overly confident. That Mercury's in Capricorn, Jupiter's in lovely Libra, so the Mercury in Capricorn is going to be like, yes, I am right, I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to do what I want to do, but not really taking care of the details or doing it in a cack-handed way. We may see that in the world. We may see certain world leaders, say no more, who are, barreling ahead, but they don't yet have the experience to fulfill all the ideas they put out there. In our personal lives, we might think, yeah, that's it. It's 2017. I know what I'm doing. I know how to expand. I know how to grow. But if you don't back that up with practicality, it's challenging and it's difficult. We then have Venus, the planet of love, shifting signs and going into feisty and fiery Aries. This is bringing in a world of spontaneous love energy. Your feelings may be on the surface, not just for lovers or partnerships. It can be that you just meet someone, you go, oh, I love you, you are fabulous, and you're genuinely feeling that in the moment. But again, you might not necessarily know what they're like, and in 6 months' time you may have a different opinion, but at the moment you're very enthusiastic. If you like someone this month, you're gonna love them, and if you don't like them, you won't really be bothered. But generally, you're enthusiastic and tigerish when it comes to relationships. Ceres, the warrior, nurturing Earth Mother goddess, is also entering Taurus. But this is quite positive in a way. I mean, Ceres likes to nestle in. Taurus likes to nestle in. But there may be some kind of stubbornness around money or abundance or the way things should be. So look out for that. We also have Jupiter, planet of good fortune, going retrograde, which gives us an opportunity to very briefly, very quickly go back to the past and see if there's anything that we've left behind in terms of value. And interestingly, when you look at it from a global point of view, Jupiter going backwards is reflecting on anything we've left behind in terms of other cultures, in terms of travel, in terms of thinking out the box, in terms of accepting people, no matter what their difference is. So certainly, hopefully, that will bring about some cosmic awakening so that we can all look back and realise that we are one, or that if there's been any issues that are very extreme connected to other cultures, maybe something can be resolved. I'm sending out the positive vibrations for that. On the 7th of February, Mercury, the planet of communication, is entering Aquarius, the free spirit. And this Aquarian energy is great. We need a bit of that at the moment because, again, Aquarius is very accepting of other cultures and other people, is a very forward thinker. Lots of ideas could come in, lots of conversations could come in that express freedom of spirit. And but the big news, I have to say, for this month are the two eclipses that we have. These are the fundamental game changers, so pay attention. The full moon on the 11th of February is also an eclipse, and it's pretty full on. But the good news is it has a lot of positive stuff there, and it's beautifully formed in the sky. It's like a big pentacle, it's like a big star shining down. It's very powerful, the way that it looks. There's a mystic rectangle. The moon is sextiling Jupiter. The moon is trining Saturn. And the sun is trining Jupiter. So the sun is in Aquarius, trining Jupiter in Libra. That brings about, hopefully, the opportunity for a new start, a new beginning, a new creativity, or the peak experience of something creative. And generally, it's also about relationships and understanding the peace in our heart and compromise with other people, fingers crossed. The moon is trine Saturn in Sagittarius, and it's, again, that's about freedom and acceptance. And, you know, I think hopefully something positive in the world could happen on that full moon eclipse. And in our own lives, it should be a time of joyful surrender, letting go of something, reaching a peak experience, feeling creative, feeling connected. Also, it's great for children, maybe being very supportive and honouring the children in our lives, and allowing us to grow and understand how to grow in our heart in a way that benefits everybody and to become better people. I believe it's a great, very important spiritual shift. Obviously, some of us will experience it more than others. It may affect some people, they're not even aware of it, but there's a subtle shift which heightens our energy, brings our love to the surface. And that energy is going to impact us, I believe, for the whole of the year. So, you know, it's a real boost a much needed boost. On the 18th, we have the sun entering Pisces. I love the Pisces energy, and I love the feeling of the Pisces energy. It brings, hopefully, it allows us to all have a lot more empathy and compassion for one another. It also makes us all more finely tuned when it comes to our psychic ability and intuition. So really pay attention to your hunches and to your connections with people and to strange synchronicities which should be happening more. Then on the 21st, we have Mercury trine Jupiter. Great. Communication is fantastic. Slightly emotionally detached, but mind you, we do have Sun in Pisces, so maybe not. It's about finding balance in our life, and through balance, that's when we can evolve, grow, and stretch ourselves and really expand not only our life but our awareness. One of the dodgy things this month, or one of the challenging things, is Mars in Aries squaring Pluto in Capricorn. That is, difficult because they're both very, very feisty planets. They're mates, but they're feisty planets. And Aries and Capricorn are both very, very opinionated. So it's a bit like Clash of the Titans in a way. It's about change, and change is coming. And it's change that's quite dramatic. So you may experience a power struggle in your life, or you may experience a determination in your soul to make changes and to fight against any resistance. But it's quite intense for you. Then the other big news, it's the eclipse of the new moon. Again, this is beautiful, profound, divine, exciting. Just looking at it makes me happy. It's the eclipse is in Pisces, the new moon in Pisces, and it's conjunct Mercury, the planet of communication, in Pisces, and Neptune in Pisces. So in this energy, we have compassion, forgiveness, spirituality, heightened awareness, and if I said empathy, I'll say it again. Empathy. We're being able to feel each other more, super switched on, and our vibration goes to a very intense level. So what do I mean by that? It means we are more aware of what's going on around us. We're more aware of what's going on with people in our lives. If people are suffering, we feel compassion and love. It can be a little bit dreamy. There can be a sense of wanting to lose yourself. If you're not in tune, it may be like, I am going out to get totally wrecked, totally drunk, just going to get off my head and escape. I would avoid that because it's so powerful. It could take you on a journey that's difficult to come back from. It's if you tune into this energy right, it is like taking ecstasy, because it is taking our heart and our soul up to the next vibration. So there is no need to dampen down your senses on that day. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for having a good time, but this is about us purely feeling something profound. And the other thing it gives us, which is stunning is it gives us the ability to let go of our baggage, to surrender the crap that we've been holding on to, all the pain, all the disappointment, and particularly actually disappointments in love. If you felt disappointed in love or you felt hurt, you can just send that pain away with this incredible new moon eclipse. But really pay attention to what your soul is trying to tell you on the 26th of February, because it's full on. Now on the 27th of February, we have Mars conjunct Uranus. That's powerful. It's going to make us very itchy to be free, and to everybody's acting a bit wild and crazy on that day, or spontaneous, depending on which way you look at it, or depending on how people experience it. It's like you might wake up in the morning and decide to do something just completely different. You might decide to move house. You might decide to leave your relationship. You might decide to do something that you've wanted to do for years and you've never had the courage to do it. So this does have great courage, but it is also, that can be considered reckless, or it can be experienced as reckless, particularly as there's a Mars opposition Jupiter. Now for me, that means you can get to your goal, but you have to be careful how you get to your goal. And with this energy, we are being reborn in some way. The whole energy of February is about letting go, reconnecting, being aware. Yes, our rebel side is really, the fans are flamed of our rebel side. We're all feeling a bit rebellious, which is why it's so crucially important to remember that we're one, to remember the love, to remember that we're actually one whole, experiencing life separately through our ego, and to not try and batter each other with our ideas or with our I'm right, it's my way. That energy is peppered within this month, but the fundamental powerful energy is about love, compassion and unity. And also, to be free. We have every right to be free to express who we are, and that Aries energy is encouraging it, and all the Pisces energy is saying, you know what, you're a spiritual being living a human experience. Remember your heart. Remember, that life is a cycle, and I believe we have many lives, and each life goes quite quickly. When you get older, you think, wow, that went quick, and then boom, you're born into the next life. This is a temporary time, but we have to do the best and grasp each magical moment of it. Have a stunning February. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening, and please, if you haven't yet, it'd be great if you could subscribe, share, like, or comment. Take care. See you next week.